I got 2 attempted murders, 2 gang enhancements, 2 gun enhancements, 2 GBI enhancements. I got 4 years, right? But the way California does things, you're a gang member, you got caught with a gun, you know, and people got hit, they added 26 years, 8 months. My release date was April 21st, 2041. I ended up skirting down some of these alleys, dumping my shells down the sewer. We see each other like this, gets out the car, but like I said, he was with his family. I turn around, I'm like, what? Bop, bop, bop. All 6 of them at him.
Yeah. Did you think like, oh shit, he might be dead, or?
I was hoping he was. I'm panicking. I just shot somebody. Yeah. My gun still smells like gunpowder. You know, if that dude wouldn't have told on me, I think I would have got away with that shit.
Hey, listen, chat, we about to link up with Thumpz right now. If y'all don't know who Thumpz is, we did a virtual interview with Thumpz. It went crazy viral. I got like 1 million views on TikTok. And go check out the interview with Thumpz. We're about to link up with bro right now. We in Sacramento. I don't know where we're at. We're in South Sac somewhere, I think. Yeah, this is a nice area. I'm not gonna lie. It's like gentrified. You could tell that it was probably rough, but now it's like gentrified. And I didn't realize that, yo, NorCal is really nice. Like in the internet, they try to portray NorCal like it's very like dangerous or like crazy, but I feel like it's kind of cool though. Like there's a lot of good parts.
What's going on, man?
Thumpz, man.
How you doing?
We finally did it.
Good to see you, bro.
Yes,
how y'all doing? You already know you rocking with Thumpz. Pops, what's going on?
What's up, baby?
Hell yeah. Got your coffee, got your Starbucks rocking. I got the coffee in the car.
Yeah.
Look, come check these shirts out.
Let's do it.
Yeah, this is where a crazy decision was made, man, and changed my motherfucking life right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Like back in the day when it happened, this right here, it wasn't even, I don't even know what this is, but it was just like a little shack. That wasn't there. And the light rail comes right here. And that's where I caught the light rail at and got off.
It's like gentrified now, right?
Yeah. Hey, I would say after that shit happened with me, that's when all this shit came about. Cause this shit was, nothing was right here like that. That's it. XL pop, boom. You already know you rocking with Thumpz. Come on now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yo, pleasure to meet you, man. We talked so much and
we
communicated. We done interviews and it's pretty cool, man.
Hell yeah, it's good to see you guys.
Live in the flesh,
you out here in California, man. How y'all like it?
It's cool.
It's different. You can tell the difference.
It's laid back. That's what I like about it. It's very laid back. Everybody's chill. You go to the waiters are chill. The workers are chill.
Nobody blowing that horn like you at the light. Nobody's like, baby.
Oh yeah, out there you got motherfuckers in traffic going crazy on y'all. Huh?
So like, it's a vibe. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody's been hella cool. The little vlogs you went to, the neighborhoods, everybody's.
I told you, man. It's all love out here.
Nah,
you got love out here, man.
That.
You and Pops.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it though, man. Everybody go shop with Thumpz, man. He's going crazy with the merch. Where can they find your merch?
Man, you can just DM me for right now. I'm trying to get the website cracking and all that, but DM me. I got sizes small all the way to 3X. White logo, red logo. We got some other things in the works, so tap in. But yeah, you know, so we was coming way from South Sac. You know, we already burnt out all the liquor stores that we was stealing from in South Sac. So we hopped on the light rail, thought it'd be a good idea. Came over here and you know, I'm already drunk. You know that drunk that you get when you gotta have one eye open to see?
Oh, wow.
That's how I was, bro. Like I was spinning, I had a 38 on me.
Yeah.
The homie was rocking with me and so we came up, we got off the light rail right here, came through this dirt patch, pulled up right here, and all of a sudden I see some Southsider get out the car dressed in all blue, LA hat, you know, shit like that.
Right.
I knew who he was, you know. But he's with his family. I see, you know, little kids get out the car, his girl, all type of shit. So, you know, I try to keep walking.
Yeah.
And he just kept pressing, bro. Like, you know, I'll give you a pass, but if you really want that, you know, I'll get on your ass. You know?
Sure, like, you gotta defend yourself.
Push came to shove and bam, you know, popped him.
So this is all new, right? Like this whole
this place was here, but everything in the back, it wasn't there. This right here is the pathway I came walking. Nothing but a fucking dirt, you know, dirt patch over here. Whatever, I don't know if these are apartments, but it was just literally like a metal abandoned factory.
Wow.
So boom, we come from over there, walking up. You know, you smell the Panda Express, I got the munchies, but I ain't even tripping. I'm trying to get a bottle of alcohol, Safeway right here.
Wow.
Pull up. And these front parking spots, this is where he gets out. Bro, look, I was so drunk, I don't even remember this being here. I thought this was just a straight walkway. You know? We see each other like this. Gets out the car, but like I said, he was with his family. You know, they walked through when they got out the car. Yeah. And they're trying to go to the Panda Express. I'm flamed up, you know, he's in all blue. Yeah. And we looked at each other, but you know, I try to keep it pushing. Yeah. And I get about right here, in front of this Verizon, and the homie's like, hey, this fool's still looking at you. Yeah. So I turn around, he's right here in front of that gate. Okay. Well, I throw my hands up and he started gang banging on me, and that's when it started. So we just going back and forth. The little dudes had already went to the, you know, inside the Panda Express right there. Some of my bullets that little left window right there.
Oh shit.
Some of my bullets hit right there, hit the door. I hit the south side of right here. Cause I tried to walk away again, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I showed him my gun. I was like, bro, you don't want it.
Yeah.
Go inside the Panda Express, bro. Enjoy your night.
Yeah.
Boom. Try to walk like this. He's like, keep walking like the rest of you busters. I turn around, I'm like, what? Bop, bop, bop. All 6 of them at him.
Yeah.
He tried to hit that gate right there. Ended up, I seen him drop to the floor. That's all I needed to see. Boom. I took off this way, started going through hella alleys and shit. It was like some movie shit, bro.
And then, so unfortunately, his family was
Yeah.
with him in that area?
Yeah, so boom, the 2 little dudes, right? Is a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
They had already went inside the, Panda Express. So it's just his female and him standing at that gate. We're arguing, boom, gangbanging. And his girl's louder than him, talking shit. And I guess as I'm shooting, I'm 16 years old, probably 100 pounds, soaking wet. I got a 38 with new bullets in that motherfucker. So that shit, And probably bullets was, I don't got the best aim as a little kid. It's a big gun to me.
So it went through the windows and shit?
So it hit him, went through the windows. I'm surprised they didn't give me attempted murder for everybody who was in that spot, because it was a full place. There was people in there eating while it happened. And then you got to think it was Black Friday, right? I'm talking about as we were arguing, there's people coming out this store, walking in between us. Right? In between us, there's people getting out their cars right here, parking still. But that just goes to show like how dumb I was as a kid,
Yeah, you don't know better, right?
How much I didn't give a fuck. Wasn't thinking about nobody else. I was just like tunnel vision, 1-track mind.
And then was your friend like?
He was right here like where Pops was at. Pops would have been my Cody. He would have been right here next to me. Hey, but yeah,
I want to snitch.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's the only good thing about Pops, man. He ain't gonna snitch on you if some shit go down.
For sure, keep it.
But yeah. So he's in my ear. He's like, bust. We 2 hype little kids. I'm getting into it with a Southsider, and I ended up blasting him. Boom. We take off running. We ended up making it home that night. So we took off. This right here, this front door. So boom, I seen him drop. Boom, I'm taking off. I got it out. I didn't put it away or nothing. I'm running like GTA.
Like
you know what I'm saying? I'm hitting A as fast as I can. And so this right here, right, is the only, how you walk in right here and they got you on camera? Yeah. They got me as a, that Bigfoot photo where he just walking like this? That's how they got me with a gun in my hand. But you couldn't see nothing, bro. And then the cops, they tried to request like the, surveillance footage from all over here. And the cops were like, man, or the people at the store, they were like, man, that shit don't even work. It wasn't even working, So if that dude wouldn't have told on me, I think I would have got away with that shit. Nobody, because he couldn't identify me. I wasn't on camera, nothing like that. And it happened so fast. I ended up skirting down some of these alleys, dumping my shells down the sewer.
Yeah. So
some crazy shit.
Would you say that the camera footage is more prevalent now, right? Like you see more cameras nowadays.
Oh man.
Like, yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah, even back in then, like 2010, there was still a lot of cameras, but compared to now, and I guess people had smartphones, but not like that in 2010. But now it don't take nothing to record some shit.
Nah, for sure. And then they ping your phones out too. So.
That too, yeah. I had a little
in front of a Tesla, that shit record all of it.
Yeah, I had like a little Metro phone. It wasn't even a smartphone, bro. I'm talking when you had to hit the number a certain amount of times to get the letter. I had one of those, so I don't even know if they could have pinged it, but I mean, shit, I didn't even care back then either. I was.
And you were 16.
16. Yup, I had just turned 16. This happened on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving in 2010. Oh, wow. So November 26, 2010 is I decided to get a bottle right here. And it ended up from a bottle to shooting somebody.
Yeah, so can you tell the people like what happens after that day and what led to your arrest?
Yeah, so after that day, I thought I was good, I was out for 2 weeks. I fucking hid out to Roseville. Roseville is like kind of right outside. Yeah, suburban area. My grandma stays out there, so I just, dipped out there to hide out. And 2 weeks later, I'm walking down the street. I think I'm cool. I'm back in Sac, walking down the street, and that's when Gang Task was following me. And I didn't know that the homie that I was with that told on me, he had already told on me the first night. He fucking, he's only 14, so he tells his mom, or his mom's like, where were you? She tells him all that, and she calls the cops. And now that I'm older, I can't really put it past him. He's hella young, 14, but yeah, his mom called the cops, and then boom, she says that he's at American Legion. It's like a little continuation school. They pick him up, tells on me, gives them my exact location, phone number, you know, all that. And then they come pick me up, man. And he didn't do not one day in jail for that shit.
That's crazy.
Told on me and, you know, got off, bro.
And they came to your house?
What is the deal with Carl Jr.
Oh yeah, so look, man, you know, I'm on the block walking down the street and I bump into the big homie. I'm talking to him, you know, we're shooting the shit. I smoke a cigarette with him. And then my mom's boyfriend pulls up and he got Carl Jr. And I'm a spicy chicken, large fry, you know, Dr. Pepper type of motherfucker back then. So the homie was like, yeah, jump in the car, go ahead, go eat. Boom, I jump in the car. Little did we know, Gang Tats was literally behind us. Like, they had seen me from when I crossed the street getting off the light rail. Little baby kid getting off the light rail, and they were like, oh yeah, he matches the description. Boom, they follow me to the house. We pull up in the driveway, and I'm just getting out. I got the bag, I'm so small too. I got the bag, holding it like this. I'm ready to eat. And boom, we hear tires screech. You know, a car pull up and they bounce out. What's your name? What's your name? They got gang tags, vests on, all type of shit, guns on me. Wow. And boom, they put me in handcuffs.
That wasn't the first time you got booked though, right? You got booked before that, right?
So I went to juvenile hall, but didn't even get housed. You know, I got into a fight in middle school. Okay. We jumped a Southsider, you know, some Southsider was at school. Boom, and me and all the homies, we got on them. And they like, you know, just grabbed a bunch of us up and sent us to juvenile hall. Yeah. Validated us, you know, as gang members and shit.
Fingerprint, right?
So
fingerprint.
When they jumped out on you, how long was it before you processed like, fuck? Like, or were you in shock once they grabbed you, cuffed you, and then maybe when they took you to the local headquarters?
Yeah.
Then it processed, or was it like right away you were like, I already know?
Nah, it took about probably 5 seconds. After they pulled up and got out and asked me what's my name, I mean, I knew it could have been a couple things because I got into a shootout, you know, not even 24 hours before I, you know, shot this fool. So it was either that or that. It was one of those two, you know. So, but I knew like, fuck, bro, it's gonna be a shooting. It's gonna be something with a gun. And you know, they just started asking my parents questions, my mom questions, and they started searching my room. They found my gun, found the bullets and all that. I knew I was in deep shit. I knew I wasn't going, you know, I knew I was gonna have to do some time. But like I be telling people, like, you know, back then I didn't care. Like I really wanted to gangbang. I had a one-track mind. I wanted to do this. You know, like other people, they want to play sports and all this shit. Now my sport was gangbanging. You know, I wanted to be in the streets. So I was like, cool. You know, like if I go to jail, okay, yeah, I went to jail for blaming at some ops. You feel me? So I was doing everything right.
It was like a proud moment.
Yeah, it was like, you know, even after I seen him drop to the floor after I shot him, I was like, yeah, like,
but did
that
you
shit
think
felt
like,
good, you know?
Did you think like, oh shit, he might be dead, or?
I was hoping he was. I thought he was. The way he dropped, I was like, you know, motherfuckers try to push SK out here, so I thought I had one, you know?
Yeah, so would you say it's more prevalent, like Southsiders, you see Southsiders more back then than now?
I would say, yeah. I would say, yeah, but I think it's just because we were young, you know? Like, even nowadays, you'll run into little homies that go to high school or whatever, and they'll be like, oh yeah, there's Southsiders at my school, shit like that. You know, we was all high school kids back then, but now as a grown man, like, I'm trying to see one of these motherfuckers. I'm trying to run into them. We be out and about all over, in Howe Park, AA, all type of shit. They got another little neighborhood. The dude I shot, he's from 49th Avenue, BST, and that's right there in South Sac. I be all over there too, you know. I be trying to, like, let me see one. You only see motherfuckers in high school, little kids and shit, and you know. But this area right here, it should be not even homies. Like, this is just a neutral area. Like, ain't no gangs over here. Yeah, if anything, this is tweaker turf. Hey, it's crazy too, right?
Money, tweakers, and bums. That's it downtown.
It's crazy. As I fucking took off this way, there's like a little alley down here that I hit, and I got on the train tracks to go fucking whatever that way is. But so boom, as soon as I hit that alley, right, and I got my gun out, like a horde of bums that were living back there in that alley. Like, I don't know, they heard the shots or whatever the fuck, the commotion, and they come running at me with sticks. You know, I'm trying to bend down that alley to get through there. So I put my gun up. I'm like, I'm just trying to get out of here. And they all backed up and shit. But yeah, I almost got jumped by a horde of bums trying to get that way.
Because I guess they sit together, right?
They probably thought you was trying to run up.
Yeah, they probably didn't know what was going on. They just heard shots, screaming, and then I bent down their fucking turf, and they was like, they was about to beat me with some sticks, bro.
It was like,
and all this took
Nah, it was about, I would say like probably 7, 8 of them. But shit, as a little kid, 100 pounds soaking wet, they probably would have fucked me up.
And what was the time frame that everything transpired from the panda from right there to the alleyway?
Like how long it took?
Yeah. Everything happened like under a minute?
Man, nah, I don't know. I think we were arguing for probably a minute. you know, going back and forth because I tried to walk away and all that shit. But probably a span of like 5 minutes, I was already, you know, halfway home.
Now, do you ever think like, what's your opinion on like, yeah, like maybe if I would have walked away, your life would probably be totally different today.
Yeah.
So that could, it took it to a different journey of having to go to actual penitentiary and growing up real quick now.
But,
Yeah.
but you could also say that you could have. Yeah, it could have saved you, right?
They probably saved
If I would have walked away?
Yeah, you would have got away with it, right? If you would have got away with it
Realistically, could have saved your
from
life.
some other, like
I
a
think it
double-
probably did.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
like a
'cause-
crazy other.
You gotta realize what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He was going full force
He was
with it.
out
So
of control.
had he not gone to jail, it could have resulted in a different
Yeah,
situation.
that's why. That's why I tell people.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
That's why I tell people, like, man, I'm kind of glad. I'm glad I sat down for that time, man, because I was out here. I'm telling you, I thought it was GTA. Like, I thought I would respawn if I got shot. You feel me? Like, I didn't care. And if I wouldn't have got caught for that, that shit would have pumped me up because I thought, you know, I smoked them and I actually hit an op. So that shit fuels you and you like, okay, I'm trying to catch another one.
Yeah.
And who knows, I could have got smoked.
Snowball effect.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But
It's
luckily,
like the adrenaline of it, you can't even, not even smoking any weed or there's no high compared to that.
yeah, it's, I mean, shit, I was drunk as hell when it happened. So I was high, I was smoking weed, but yeah, I mean, that shit sobered me up when that shit happened.
Like a motherfucker,
You know,
right?
after
You're like, oh.
seeing, you know, all I remember is the, you know, flashes and the flames out the barrel and then seeing him hit the ground. 1 second we was arguing and then everybody's screaming. And it's like, I didn't even process it. All I knew was, I gotta go now. As soon as my gun was empty and I seen him on the floor, I'm like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, so boom.
Did you
And
have
then-
like long hair or like
Yeah.
hair that could be like, oh, he has long hair? Or?
Nah, I was growing my hair out, right? Fucking up, but it wasn't long enough
Yeah.
to be able to be seen. I had a beanie
Yeah,
on because
okay.
I had to train it to go back. So
Okay.
I had a Raiders beanie on. You couldn't tell if I had long hair, short hair.
Did you have red on? Yeah, you had red on.
Yeah, I had a red and black checkered
Okay.
little Dickies flannel.
Yeah.
I had some black pants, and I think I had some red and black Nikes.
And it was cool because it was around Black Friday, so it was cool, kind of a cool night.
Yeah, it's supposed to, like, I had no intentions to ever even like run into somebody here. I just always had my gun on, just in case I do, you know, but I never expected, like, you know, the whole way here, the train ride, I wasn't thinking like, damn, I gotta watch out. Like, you coming over here to Safeway? Yeah, this is just a straight bottle run. We finna hop back on the train and go back to South Sac.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know how the universe did that, but it's crazy to put that Southsider right there at that time, passing by, you know, like we seen each other like this.
Yep.
Right.
So that shit, that's why I feel like I was meant to go through that. I was meant to
Yeah.
learn from that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not such a heartless motherfucker no more. You know, I can be, but you know, I grew up in there, bro. I wouldn't have got, I didn't have a dad, you know, I didn't have motherfuckers trying to look out for me like that. I literally, everything I know now is just from trial and error.
Yeah.
You know, taking the hard road, that's how I learned everything.
Can you let the people know what was your sentence like? How many years you got? I guess people don't really know.
Yeah, so for that crime, I got 2 attempted murders, 2 gang enhancements, 2 gun enhancements, 2 GBI enhancements.
What's
so
your GBI?
GBI is great bodily injury.
Okay.
And then I got 2 gang enhancements, 2 gun enhancements. So just for the shooting, for shooting 2 people, I got 4 years, right? But the way California does things, you're a gang member, you got caught with a gun, you know, and people got hit, they added 26 years, 8 months of
Jesus.
all enhancements.
Jesus.
So I would
30 years.
have, I was 16, I could have got out maybe 19, 20 if I didn't have no enhancements, but because of that, my release date was April 21st, 2041.
So my question to you is, if you would have never got booked for anything else and they didn't have you on fingerprint, you think you could have been like, well, I'm not in the streets, or they kind of know?
I mean, yeah, if I wouldn't have fucking, you know, been all wild and been validated with SAC PD and all that, like, I could have maybe got the gang enhancements off, but the way that I was a validated gang member, he was a validated gang member, like, it's no other, you know, it's a gang-related situation.
What was the police culture at that time? Were they letting just like crime go on and it wasn't trying to solve? Was there like was it common for a lot of like stuff to go down and nobody get locked up for it?
Nah.
Or they were on the ass?
Nah, yeah, they was on our asses.
They were way more aggressive back then with dealing with motherfuckers than they are nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Because now there's a lot more law, there's a lot more cameras to hold them accountable. Back then, there was no cameras, there was no body cams. They'd beat your ass and say, oh, he fell. He fell while we were chasing him.
All the shootings that was going on and all the shit that was cracking,
They were on you.
they was on us because when, you know, he was in juvenile hall, we was in juvenile hall together, we played Pop Warner football. This is my brother right here. And in our era in juvenile hall from 2010 to 2012, we was all in maximum security units, all fighting murders, attempted murders, you know, murder robberies. We all was facing life, 100 years. You know, I got homies that got 126 years, you know, for 4 attempts and two homies. And the 4 attempts came from just killing 2 people, but in the house that they hit, they had more people in the house.
And that's the final sentence? There's no appeal, there's no way around it?
Shit, that homie, I lost contact with him. He got lost in the sauce, but I would imagine you would try to appeal that, you know? Because that ain't no deal. You can't get no 126 years on a deal.
Yeah. Did you feel forgotten when you were locked up at all? Like,
Nah, the way jail works, like when you first go down, everybody's gonna, you know, everybody you fucked with, they gonna try to tap in. You might get a couple letters, you might get some money on your books, but it fades after a while. You know, after a couple years, that little shine that you got of, you know, they miss you on the streets, then you become like, damn, that fool's doing time, you know? And then it becomes almost like you're dead, you know, like your family only has pictures of you, you know, they only remember you, or, you know, you can't really get in contact with them. And then you start to realize that you think you're a burden, you know? Because damn near when you hit your family members when you in jail, you know, most of the time it's like, man, I need a package, I need canteen, and nobody really wants to deal with that, and I don't want to deal with the, you know, the rejection or whatever the fuck. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, motherfuckers will back up from their family and only tap in with a few, you know? It's hard, but sometimes you gotta let go, because if you hold on to the streets too much while you're doing time or you in the pen, it'll fuck you up, it'll stress you out even more. You know, there's shit that we gotta do, you know. There's activities that go on in there that we gotta handle, and you gotta have a fucking, you know, sharp mind for that.
Shit, no! I know this gonna be on set cam.
Man, so this was November 26, 2010.
yeah.
How long ago was that, bro?
10, nigga, it's like 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Wow.
Makes you feel old, though, bitch.
Yeah, that makes me feel old.
Shit, if you old, then what am I? Fucking ancient?
You just fine. You fine wine. Wine. Hey, that alley, I want to say it's right here, bro. Let's see nobody gets mad at us. We just be walking around here, pops. We don't abide by these rules. So boom. I'm trying to. This person going the wrong way.
Like a
These
mother.
arrows go that way.
Right.
Okay, so it had to be right here. So this is that fucking alley that I hit. So as a little kid, I fucking blast him and I come from that way. Ah! And I got my gun on me. Let's see if we can talk to him. Watch out.
Watch this car pop.
Hi. So I come from this way, right? I don't know where to go, and that looks like a long ass street, right? So I couldn't go that way, so I hit this alley.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And this fence right here.
Yeah.
And so as I'm coming this way, these fucking bums
Or like here.
are like here. So I'm a little kid just, you know, panicking. I just shot somebody.
Yeah.
My gun still smells like gunpowder. You know, this shit just happened.
And the same fence, right?
Yep.
What the fuck? How do you jump these shits?
Yeah, you gotta be a skilled maneuverer for this
Yeah,
shit.
because you're gonna get caught. You're sure get caught right here, right?
Yeah, this
crazy.
was open right here,
Yeah,
right? But
okay.
these, you could come hit these any day.
I'm going right here.
Any day.
Yeah. Shit.
You feel me? And we gone, and I took off that way across these train tracks. I made it all the way back to Franklin.
Yeah.
I had my cousin, I called my cousin, I said, hey bro, like this ain't no joke. I just blasted a scrap.
So the adrenaline rush was so crazy at the time.
Yeah, I had to catch my breath.
Yeah.
Hey, and then I was such a little kid, right? Like this, I think back on this and I laugh. So we hear the helicopters out, we hear sirens, all that. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, they got heat, you know, sensors. So I told the homie I was running with, I said, just calm down and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. They won't catch us on the heat sensor. You know, just trying to think of dumb shit like that.
Right.
The homie took off his sweater, threw it in the trash can.
Yeah.
You know, we just thinking of anything on how the fuck we not gonna get caught.
Right.
And then boom, my cousin comes, picks me up. I go home, and then the homie splits up. He goes his way, and then boom, he went home and told on me.
This is crazy.
Yeah, he
And
told
it's
him.
crazy, right? That homie is the first, you know, he had a gun before me. The first time I shot a gun was with him, you know, and I looked at him as, you know, he was a young gunner out here. So I'm trying to impress him. And then when shit hit the fan and I actually shoot somebody, he goes and tells on me. He was from my neighborhood at the time, right? We were coming up together. We were young homies from Frank Long. And after he told on me, you know, it's a wrap. You ain't from the hood no more. And then he jumps to a black gang.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say what gang it is, but he jumps over there, starts fucking with them. And you know, they kind of don't want to believe that he's telling, even though over the years I've been making copies of paperwork, sending it out. You know, there's posts of it. You know, they just don't want to believe his boy's telling. But he ends up going down years later. He's in the pen right now on a PC yard. You know, not only did he, you know, leave us and start running black, but now he's a PC. You know, so he all fucked up in the
Mexican,
game.
Right?
He's Mexican, yep,
Okay.
Mexican and native,
Okay.
but he runs with a black gang out here in Sac. So in the pen, he runs black, but he PC.
Okay.
I looked him up. I know where he's at. He in Mill Creek. That's a all PC prison.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That gets deep.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, like this is.
Hey, but he dug his own. You know, he dug his own. He made his own bed, so he got to lie in it.
Do you ever dream about this in prison? Like that scenario? Like, did you dream about it at all?
Not dream about it, but yeah, it flashes in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, or especially being out here, like, you know, when I pass this Safeway, I'm like, damn, that's like a crucial moment in my life that shifted a lot of shit, you know?
Do you wake up now sometimes and you still think you locked up, or you're past that?
Nah, I'm past that.
You had that for a little bit though, right?
For a little bit, you know, when I first got out, I've been out 3 years now. And when I first got out, you know, beds were too comfortable for me. I was used to sleeping on hard bunks, you know, like I was sinking into shit, I couldn't sleep. Yeah. And then when I would wake up, you know, I would just look around like, damn, I'm not in a cell no more. Because I had accustomed myself, I had accepted that was my life, that was my house, you know, this is where I live, you feel me? And to just, and you know, from going to 50 to life, 30 years, you know, they had over my head to being out way before that, it's like a dream.
Yeah. For sure.
It's like a dream for sure. So my tattoos, right? So this Sakura right here, this is for Sacramento. This is how we shorten up Sacramento. You know, a lot of towns got, Salinas got Salas, you know, Watsonville, Watson, so on and so on, you know. And in the pen, I was on a level 4, and I felt like, you know, I was doing my thing. I was putting on for Sac. I was GP, you know, I was still active. You feel me? And I was doing my thing in there, so I felt like I earned it. And it's kind of like, you know, a lot of homies from Sac, we all get the Sakura on us. A lot of homies you'll see, they either got it on their stomach, their back, their chest, you know, so it's a big thing for homies from Sac. You know, it's like in the pen, everybody, it's like your billboard. You know, everybody puts where they from on them because you want to show you're from motherfuckers, you know, with motherfuckers from hella different towns. Southern California, Central California, Northern California. We even had people from, you know, Texas. Sometimes motherfuckers come out here from Texas, get locked up. So, you know, it's just, you want to promote where you from. You want to take pride in where you come from, you know? Yeah,
how did the workout journey come about in prison?
So that right there, that started day 1 in juvenile hall.
Okay.
I knew I was gonna, you know, the charges I had and the things that I did, I knew I was gonna do some prison time. So instead of being sad and, you know, I don't know, letting that shit get to me, I'm like, well, shit. You know, even from a young age, I was like, well, you knew what you signed up for. So it made me hold my head higher, you know, like I knew what I was doing. And I knew in the pen, that's what we do, work out. Your body's a weapon, your body's a machine.
That's important, because a lot of people don't do that. They get locked up and they're like, they get screwed up mentally. They're not even, you're thinking days ahead. You're like, yo, I know I'm gonna have to get it on.
Yeah, I'm on my TikTok live. You know, somebody's like, oh, let me pull up for a friendly fade. I was like, yeah, it's good. I don't do no friendlies though, but yeah, it's good. And he's like, yeah, I'm coming from Roseville. I'm like, okay, yeah, it should take you about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'll be right here. Waited, and I stayed on the live the whole time, right? And I seen this white, like, Honda Civic drive by. And the dude in there, I don't know, like, you know, I be locking eyes with a lot of motherfuckers. I be feeling energy, and I don't know. I just looked at him, and the way he looked and locked eyes, I was like, oh, that's him.
Oh, so it wasn't 5%. He had tints on his
Nah, he didn't. He probably the back, but you know, the regular tint, you could see a motherfucker in there. And I seen him when we locked eyes, and he kind of like broke his neck. And I'm like, I threw my hands up. So he goes down, turns back around, right? Comes towards me, and I throw my hands up, and bro just keeps going. So I'm on the live, I'm like, bro, where you at? And I see him circle back around. So I'm like, okay, in Southside Park, you can go behind the mural, like all that painting shit I be at. You can go behind it, and there's pull-up bars and shit. But you can get to the street. So he's coming like around. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut him off at the street. So I start walking. And he just drives right by. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he tried to say I had hella homies. I'm like, bro, it was me and my tripod, bro.
By yourself. It was, the tripod was all the way up too?
Yep. So I don't know if you got scared of that. Yeah, I be to the neck sometimes, bro. Unless if I'm with the homie or Weez, I'm to the neck. You know?
What's your favorite thing of Sacramento for both of you guys? Like, what do y'all love about this place?
Grew up here, I was born here, so it ain't no place like it. I love the heat, you know, even though a lot of people hate the, you know, the heat of Sacramento. I love it. Doing all that time in prison, we do that time in the heat, you know, 110, 111 degree weather doing burpees. So, you know, this is where I feel comfortable at. You know?
Sure. Would you guys ever leave Northern California?
As in live?
Yeah, live. Would you live somewhere else?
Yeah,
I would
I'd get
for
a spot in LA.
Okay.
I'd move to LA.
I wouldn't go to LA just because I don't really care for LA too much. I fuck with Dago though. San Diego, I feel like the vibes in San Diego are just like player
vibes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just way more player. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's way more like nightlife that's like just cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I want to stay and go to the clubs and be in the hood still at the same time, like, I'll stay in Zach.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go to Staples Center in LA and you right in the middle of the hood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, realistically.
Okay.
So it's like San Diego is a little more beach resort kind of town, like, you know what I'm saying? That's
It
how
would
I
just
take it.
be-
It's better vibes, like cooler vibes.
It would be a lot you know, a little treacherous going to Southern California, but
I
you
got
know,
homie from the hood, little bro that stayed over
you
there.
just
like,
gotta
player.
know how to move. You know, just like if I were to go to Chicago, like I gotta know how to move before I go there because there's other gangs, there's other
I
politics.
mean, you gotta respect the gangster. That's
yeah,
what it is. Like,
there's
you know
other
what I mean?
you know, they got
That ain't your
different
section.
attire. You feel me? So you gotta respect it at the same time. It's one thing you could be hard all day, but you also gotta be smart.
Yeah.
You also trying to protect your life. So
Yeah.
you know, if I go,
Nobody's Superman, you know?
yeah,
Like,
ain't nobody Superman.
Ain't no one bigger than the program.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Like if I go to down, you know, Louisiana or some shit, they got different shit out there. Maybe they look at Mexicans a different way.
Yeah.
You know, I got a certain look to me. Like out here for sure, a motherfucker see me
They're
one
like,
time,
oh,
they'll know
he's-
who. Yeah, they'll
he's
know
from
what
there.
I am. Yeah, and they'll almost know who I am. I get recognized a lot, but
Yeah.
now if I go to another state, who's to say what gang dresses like me or looks like me or you know?
Yeah, it's
So
different types of gangs.
you gotta be careful. You
Yeah.
gotta study some shit.
Yeah. Would you ever cut your hair?
Never.
Okay.
Unless I went bald.
Okay.
I'm a realist. You know,
Yeah,
if,
like,
if I'm losing
it happens, yeah.
like,
You're not
I ain't
gonna
Ben
go.
Franklin in that
Yeah.
shit. You know, you ain't gonna see Thumpz with the balding on the top. Nah,
Yeah,
hell
you
nah.
just cut it off.
Yeah. I mean, my hairline might be a little back, but I still got 3 fingers on my forehead, not 4. So,
Yeah.
I think
And
I'm
how
good.
old are you?
I'll be 31 in September.
Yeah, so you good.
Come on now. Every time I go, you know,
Yeah.
get blunts or some shit like that, motherfuckers be looking at me like, "How old are you? What's your, you know, let me see your ID."
Yeah, right.
And I'll be fucking with them. I'll tell them like, man, if you had to guess, if you was a betting man,
Yeah.
how old would you think I am, bro? Damn near every time I get early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I'm like, good looking.
Yeah.
I'll buy 2 blunts. I'll buy 2
Yeah.
packs of blunts.
Would you say it's genetics or how'd you keep your youth?
I feel like some of it might be genetics,
For
but
sure,
I feel like
because you got native.
Yeah.
So natives naturally keep that till they get older. Yeah,
I feel like prison though, like I never did hard drugs in there. I always worked out from day one. You know, I only took time off working out. You know, fucking my hands up, breaking my hands or some shit like that. You know, fighting injuries, but and I tried to eat clean as possible. I never fucked with sweets.
Yeah.
You know, I was told from day one. I was lucky to land in a cell with an older homie from SAC.
Yeah.
And he was trying to game me up. He had triple life, and I had 30 years. So, you know, and he looked at me as like a little bro. So he's trying to blast from Gordonland. Shout out Manuel Alvarez, blast from Gordonland. That's bruh. But, you know, he taught me how to work out. He taught me, like, look, bro, in your packages, you might be tempted to buy the honey buns and the little candy bars and all that type of shit, but you're going to eat it the same night. You need to get a package that's full of food that's gonna keep, you know, sustain you. Because we go on lockdowns, all type of shit. So my diet was rice, beans, you know, soups, chicken, salmon, shit like that, bro. So I feel like my diet had a lot to do with it.
I got another good question. How'd you stay strong-minded and stress-free in a situation where you didn't know? Because remember, you didn't know you were coming home after 12 years. You thought you were gonna get 30 years, right?
Yeah, 30 years.
So
8
you didn't
months.
know, like, so how did you stay like stress-free and like a strong-minded individual, right? Like,
Yeah, part of it, I always go back to it, bro. Like, a part of it is acceptance.
Okay.
You gotta know, you know, in this life, if you're gonna be running around with pistols trying to shoot ops and all this type of shit, gangbanging, you're gonna go to prison, you're gonna go to jail. The likelihood of you going to jail, you know, if you commit crimes, you're gonna go. So I already knew I was gonna end up in jail, right? I really didn't want that much time. I didn't know I was gonna, you know, swing for the fences my first time going to jail like that. But like I said, you know, I knew what I signed up for, and I had to let go of the streets almost, or like thoughts of me going home. Because in there, you know, there's a motto that we like to have, like, it's whether you got a day in there or you got life in there, you gotta always push like you got life. Like, I had a lot of people come up to me like, damn, Thumpz, I thought you were a lifer. You know, the way I get down in there, the way I'm like willing to do shit, and you know, I gotta do what I gotta do.
yeah, for sure.
But that's what it's about, bro. If you're a part of this shit, you know, you gotta pull your own way. There's things that we gotta do in there. There's activities we gotta do, you know. sometimes your number's called and you got to sit down in the hole for attempted murder. You know, I caught an attempted murder on top of the attempted murders I had.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
It's crazy.
For the burpee workout, we know that you use that very often in your videos and in general in life, right?
Yeah.
How did that come about? Who'd you learn that from? Was that something like learned from your neighborhood or?
Nah. That I honestly, there was a little homie that as soon as I got into juvenile hall, I just knew about push-ups.
Yeah.
But there were other homies already in the unit and shit.
Yeah.
And once they see me, you know, we start talking and shit like that. And we start working out on the yard. You know, we get yard time sometimes. And we're doing push-ups, but the homie's like, hey, you want to do burpees? I was like, how do you do a burpee? And he taught me.
How old were you at the time?
16.
Oh shit.
Yep, fresh 16. We on the yard.
So you've been doing burpees for 15 years?
Yep.
16, oh well, more than that.
Yep.
20 years now.
Damn, bro, I'm old. 20 years now. But yeah, bro, I've been like from day one, December 7th, 2010, or maybe I'll say December 8th, 2010. I've been doing burpees.
Fuck.
And
That's how
then
me and him got back connected.
yeah, me and him were in
We played
juvenile
Pop
hall at the
Warner
same time.
Before we was in the gang shit, and then we ran into each other.
Yeah, it's
in juvenile
crazy.
hall.
Me and him, we met before the gang shit. Tell him we
was playing Pop Warner football when we was hell young, huh?
Wow, so
For
you
Laguna
guys
Creek,
are like
for the
same
Cardinals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
that's
Before the
tough.
gang shit, when it was just kids being kids. And then ran into each other years later, juvenile hall. Like, damn, nigga, you a homie? You're like, yep, I'm a homie too. Like, oh, that's tight.
We weren't
nigga.
even
Like, what the
Nathaniels
fuck?
yet when we first met, and then you know our paths went like this, and then we came back around in
Full
juvenile
circle
hall,
moment.
and you like,
Yeah.
you a homie? Oh yeah, what's
Yeah.
up, nigga?
That shit was a trip. Like, you know what I mean? Because we sat there, like, when he broke his hand, he cut his hand on old boys too that told on
Yeah, I
the homie.
fucking I had to get down. There was some black in there that told on the homie on his case.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and they reached out to me through letters and was basically like, yeah, that fool's the reason why my son's in jail. So I said, say no more.
Yeah.
You know, I'm on that. You know, that was a good homie.
Yeah, that was the
Mike
bro.
from Garland. Shout out Mikey, man.
We still talk to him.
And so boom, I walk over to the black. You gotta raise your hand to move in juvenile hall, right? So I'm sitting at the table with this fool, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go fire on this fool. And then I'm like, man, if the blacks jump in,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
just
gonna work.
jump. It's gonna crack in here. But they didn't jump in. So boom, I asked to move. Boom, and I go to the Xbox, and it's
You gotta have
the
your
dude-
level to be playing the Xbox.
Yeah, you gotta have like a certain amount of good days to even go over there. So I had enough good days. So I'm like, cool, boom. I sit next to the Xbox, and it's the dude I'm supposed to fire on, and then this dude Zay, he ended up being a snitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's them two. So I gotta watch out for Zay too, cause I don't know. Sometimes it be iffy. You don't know if they're gonna jump for the other
Yeah,
black
Zay
dude.
got squabble.
Yeah, and he got hands.
So,
Zay had
so
hands.
he's really with him, black.
Yeah,
You gotta watch him.
But it's like the Mexican, the raza's more deeper in those juveniles. Right?
It's like almost equal.
It's
Oh,
off,
it's
it's
equal?
all, it fluctuates. You know what I'm saying? It always fluctuates.
the only thing it ain't equal with is Southsiders.
Yeah, that's like-
my era.
Yeah.
Like I only seen two.
It's rare.
In my whole era, and I got on one of them, and the other one didn't want to come out. Like, but
Okay.
on
Yeah.
average, you'll probably have 10 homies in a unit.
And then like probably 10 black people.
Yup.
Okay.
It
10
just
to
depends on like
15.
because when we were in unit 1 and 2, it's like those units only had like 15 cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's single cell at that point. They didn't do cellies. Like you know what I mean? So it's like
Single cell? Damn.
so we were in the max unit, but the specific 2 units were like you go to the end of the hallway, you got to walk through a whole nother door just to get to those units, and then you got to go through whatever
Yeah, it's
door
complex.
to go into the building.
Yeah, it's-
like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just those 2 units for whatever reason were segregated from every other unit.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And there was 3 max units at the time. So it's like we were in the 2 that were like extra and just out the way.
Okay.
But
Way in the back.
but there were only 15 cells in each unit. So you know what I'm saying? It's only 15 kids in that motherfucker.
Wow.
So-
And how big are the units? Are they like box?
Those 2 units were big. Those
Yeah,
were like the day room and everything was just like, it was probably like if you come over here to this little area,
Yeah.
it's damn near like if you put a wall right here in the alley, this whole little area damn near was day room, maybe a little bit bigger. And then there's like classroom you can walk
Yeah,
in.
it varies though, cause there's certain units in our
They're
juvenile
little.
hall.
Yeah.
They're like prison. They got a tower
Yeah.
that could buzz your door. It's
Yep, oh
upstairs,
God.
downstairs.
All of them
Oh,
buzz
shit.
the door, yeah.
And it's got what's called a shoe yard.
Okay.
A shoe yard is like just a little concrete box
Like
that you
a-
go out to, and it's just a full court basketball court, and that's it. You
Yeah.
don't have really no room on the sidelines. It's just a basketball.
It's literally a big ass square and just it's all the, and that's the thing in juvenile hall too. All the yards, whether they were big or small, they all had cages over the top of them. So and they were cement
Yeah, it
walls.
made you feel like you was in
like
jail.
you know what I'm saying? It was like some crazy. You're like,
Motherfucker.
man, that shit's wild.
And then some other units, they're older units. Like some of the rooms, they don't even have bathrooms in them. So you gotta fucking
So
hit your
they're like
button.
almost like
So
they just
people
had
are shitting
a
themselves?
bed.
Nah, I
they-
mean you probably did.
Well, like
but
back in the day, it would be like you just hit your button.
You
or
have to hit your button and be
then
like,
you
I
buzz
need
the
to
door,
make
and
a
there's like
head
a little
call.
bathroom area.
Yeah.
Like you know, like communal bathrooms.
That's crazy. Because like if the CO don't answer, like you're fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
fucked.
should. Yeah, you fucked.
You'll probably go in the trash can.
And I'm sure that's happened hella times because, you know what I mean? Like, you got to
And
think
the
these
cops
are kids.
you know, they be playing around sometimes, playing games. They try to bully, you know, little kids, or they think they're like, oh, you think you tough? You know, they try to do shit like that.
I mean, some you got to think some kids are weirdos, bro. They be doing.
Oh yeah, there's kids fucking
like
wiping shit. On
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just how there's like in county jail, like you get like some weirdos like doing some weird shit. Like it's the same thing. Kids do the same shit in juvenile hall too, acting.
Or it's motherfuckers trying to play the crazy role. Some people try to manipulate the system
because they know like, oh, if I play crazy, I could beat this crazy case, and it happens, bro.
We can't do that. We our politicians.
Yeah, that's weird. That's
do that shit.
If
we get caught doing any shit like that. Like you can't even.
Shit.
Let's say you ever had like a like for instance, right? My homie Primo from San Ho, he got into some shit with the cops, right? And it was basically they ruled it a suicide by cop because the cops pulled up on him. He was wanted, and he just started blasting, and the cops shot him 9 times, right? They put him on, you know, because it was a suicide by cop ruling. They put him on like some mental health shit in the pen, and when he got to the pen, the homies was like, "Hey, bro, you know, you can't have that on your jacket."
Shout out Baldish for checking in and tuning in with us, and we checked in with him, and we pulled up and we called. We're gonna see you in San Jose in a couple days.
Yeah, go fuck with Baldish Drinks if you're in the California area. I think he's all over NorCal, right?
Yeah. Yep. He got stores popping up all over, but for sure in Santa Rosa, Sacramento, San Jose.
I'm gonna help him distribute this shit in New York. We're gonna get down Miami. We're gonna get this nationwide.